Oh baby, it's a double. Today you guys have two Paladins videos coming out, so get excited, get happy, because there's so much fun stuff to cover in OB67. Today you will be checking out some of the gameplay that is going on for Cassie as far as her blast shot build, and this is one of the things that I'm so excited about. 90% anti-heal on a damage dealer, just out the gate. CAUTERIZE 3. That is pretty game-changing, and you thought Antediluvian 4, Brand 4 was a big deal. Well, Kinetics 5, that's the new big deal in my opinion, and this is something that I don't know how the pros are going to use it, how they're going to throw it into their decks, but I think this is going to be a very valuable card and a very big impact now that Impulse has kind of shifted to be the way that a lot of Cassie players are prioritizing their legendary cards with the nerf to Just Breathe and the just base damage increase on Cassie's normal basics. But before we get too much into that, I did want to say, last video you guys are really awesome. I did a video kind of showing what appeared to be a hacker in my point of view, and obviously I showed not the gameplay where he was hacking, but the gameplay that I thought that was occurring from the Battlegrounds PTS. Now I did want to just make clear, guys, that we don't know if he was a hacker. There's no evidence that he was a hacker. I'm not tracking this down, and I don't think he has been banned, and I don't want him to be banned unless there is actual evidence of him hacking. When a guy rides at you in a 1v1 with a horse, then you do assume that there's something different with the game, and that maybe it's his result, but maybe it also was because of the visual bugs of the PTS. Maybe it was because of something else I can't explain. Although it did look like hacking from my POV, I don't know that. I'm not out here to ban a guy for something that could have been a bug, but it was for a fun storyline. So again, this is a verdict out, story not solved. We don't exactly know. No need to kind of throw somebody and burn them at the stake, and that was not my intention. It was just to create an interesting storyline for the gameplay, guys. But again, just as far as kind of hackers, we obviously do not agree with that, and we're not going to publicly go out there and use our own personal channels to try and make sure that you feel bad for doing that. We're kind of just going to ignore the topic, but today I just wanted to clarify that it just didn't mean it was official. It's just my opinion. It's my opinion, so don't fret. It's not an official statement, and I can see how sometimes people can get that mixed up. So I apologize if there's any confusion on that. I think we should just all move on from the subject. Forgive, forget, fun game, and now it's over. But anyways, again, talking about Kinetics Cassie, I really do think that this is a very interesting build and a very interesting playstyle as well, because Cassie, what she does in the high-level meta is something that she does pretty much nowhere else in the game. When she contributes to this level of kind of consistent burst damage and also range application at a high level play, you can see a lot of people who first pick up Cassie who kind of just try to play her more as I think how she used to be played, rolling into a lot of fights, getting very, very up close, and that is something that has always been her style with exaction. But now that Blast Shot is here, it's almost like kind of bide your time, poke from range, and then all of a sudden when someone shows up, boom, boom, and give them the business and give them the full blast shot. And Just Breathe was the same thing. She was out of the meta, Just Breathe came back in, and it was more of the, hey, let's stand as far away as possible. We'll roll in when we can, blast shot when we can, but use those more as escape tools rather than getting in the thick of things. And so, you know, I think the thick of things Cassie is still a ways away. I don't think that's necessarily where she's become, but I do think that with the base damage increase, she's allowed to, from 650 to 680, now box a little bit more effectively. Just those hits are a lot more punishing when she does land them. And also with the blast shot, the increased projectile speed, it's just so hard to miss. It comes out so fast. The burst is just so good. And it's very hard to kind of judge how much life and how much time you have to live against a Cassie who is playing in that style. So that's one of the difficult things in terms of meshing with it. But what do you guys think in terms of playing against this Cassie and playing as this Cassie? Have you found this blast shot to be where you're leaning towards? I definitely seen that in the high level play in pros. I mean, and why not, right? Impulse has been secretly buffed. First, they buffed the projectile speed. They ended up buffing the base damage. And part of this was because of the Battlegrounds thing, which is no longer a part of Paladins, but that stayed in the game. Then nerfing Just Breathe, or squishing it, so to speak, as far as it doesn't do as much damage at max rank, and it doesn't do as much damage at its beginning rank, and kind of just squeezing those titles, those numbers. One of the things that's interesting is that people have just naturally said, okay, well, yeah, this is the new legendary, this is the buff. But I'm curious if people have started to experiment with a few other things and still take that base damage elsewhere. Exaction, obviously, it's going to scale off of that base damage. Is that something that people have been forgetting? I haven't tried it, but I'm very excited to look at what that might look like in OB67, especially now that cards can go up to 5. You have a few more points to throw into incitement. You have a few more points to throw into some of these cards that might allow you more flexibility as far as that in the thick of things type of playstyle, like Onslaught. You might be able to get a couple more in terms of the lifesteal to sustain off of that bonus damage. It might be more impactful. So something that I think is definitely worth checking out, and I want your guys' opinions about as well. Like I said, we're going to have 2 videos coming out today, guys. This is obviously just a lot of fun with Cassie, the Blast Shot, the Kinetics build. You have to check it out. It's in the description below, so let me know what you guys think about it. But also, we've got a video on Pip, Mischief Pip, coming out right after this, and it is a blast. And literally, you guys are going to just be like, wow, I need to play this right now. I hope you don't stop watching the video midway through because, you know, watch time, hashtag watch time. But I do want you guys to, as soon as you are done, start playing it because it is so much fun. It's something I saw on the PGS, the Global Series, the other day. And I said, man, this actually has some very interesting applications. We saw Hayes actually using it continuously instead of any other option. I was like, man, is this really that good? Is this really something that he's deciding is better than Catalyst or Mega Potion? And turns out that is really fun. Reducing your cooldowns every second you hit a shot is actually really, really fun on Pip, especially with these new cards. So make sure to check it out and make sure to keep exploring. OB67 is back. Rip OB64. We are excited and happy as a community. I'm excited and happy as a content creator. I know we are all here and ready to keep going up and up, learning and checking out fun, wacky things. So make sure to keep it locked here at Raynday Gaming. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for more. Comment down in the comment section below just to say what's up and join this Rainstorm family so we can start talking to each other and creating a dialogue that uplifts us all. And as always, my friends, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all next time.